increase from this time last year.
So we talked a bit about this off air. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. And I'll bring it back to your area.
Yeah.
So Barara, it's 1.35 million. Okay. 29.4% increase from this time last year. So imagine if you had money in 2020 and you had, let's say, I don't know, $2 million.
Yes.
In 2020, and you thought, you know what, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to buy a house, and you kept on missing out on home after home after home after home after home, and now you got to this point in time,
which many still got that
you still got to $2 million.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, damn, I can't afford to buy.
So what do they do? Units, or do they move out of the area? What have you seen the trend be?
The trend is, yes, some of them are going to units, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, look, if you look at some of the other countries across the world, a lot of people in New York, for example, if you're within a certain range of Manhattan, you're living in a unit generally. So yeah, people are sometimes, if they're living in the city, they are buying, let's say, a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom a unit here because they have to work in the city and they want to send their kids to good school. So we're seeing a lot of stock around the Wahroonga down to Roseville area sell quite a fair bit. Hornsby as well starting to pick up as well. Yeah. But the thing is that and this will get onto a future question as well. But they're buying the apartment here, and then maybe with the extra income they have, they'll go and buy a rural property to have that land. And what they want to do is obviously have that city life for a while, probably pass that on to their children once they go to university, and then probably maybe semi-retire or just decide to have that lifestyle choice in a rural area. And that could be either Kiama, the Colburn, something to that effect.
So not only are we seeing huge growth, you're talking between 30 and 50% growth here in the North Shore, you're also seeing massive growth in rural areas since COVID as well.
Well, yeah, look, I'll give you one example. So my brother-in-law, he sold his place in Cremorne in 2020. Probably would have got much more money for it this year, but he sold then, and he decided to move to not a rural area, I guess, but a regional town, Kiama.
Yeah.
We'll call that a regional town outside of Sydney. And he ended up buying there a nice place, beautiful house near the water, so on and so forth. And at the time we were thinking, oh God, like you do work in Sydney. He works for a very, very big tech company in Sydney.
Right.
Huge, one of the biggest, I think, tech companies in the world. I won't name them. But he works for them, and what he does is he remotely, like through Zoom, like we are now. Yeah. Through Zoom, he's he does meetings. He comes in Sydney